Today we shall look at stress at the workplace. Stress is what one feels whenever they feel pressured to do something or when someone is facing a difficult situation. Usually, at such times they cannot figure out how they will get out of it. We have all come across such situations at the workplace. Most people feel out of control at certain times because if they were in charge, they would not be stressed. We have positive and negative stress. Positive stress occurs when one is extremely excited and may not know how to react. An employee may receive a scholarship, a promotion, or even a transfer to work in a foreign land. All these come with good benefits, but at the point of receiving the message, it can be stressful. Negative stress makes a person feel helpless and extremely distressed. We shall now look at the 10 causes of stress at the workplace. And if you're joining us for the first time, please subscribe below to join our conversations on this topic. Welcome once again, and my name is Mildred Okoth. A supervisor can promote an employee to a higher role. This can happen if the person is the most promising for the position. The employer may provide training, but the employee has to be curious and take the initiative to learn first. If the person does not put extra effort to learn the skills required, this can be a stressful experience, especially if a deadline has to be met. The employee may have to exert themselves to meet it. This may lead to spending long hours to catch up on skills. There may be no luxury of time to learn at your own pace, since learning and delivery are not too far apart, and this must be fast-tracked. Even though it may be a short time, because the employee is capable, this period can be stressful. It is important for employees to take charge of their careers and improve on skills required in advance. Let us know below your game plan in learning new skills required for your career. Discrimination at the workplace is prohibited by law the world over. However, it still exists in some cases and can be portrayed in subtle manner. Any form of discrimination can be a cause of stress to an employee. If a supervisor discriminates an employee based on gender, pregnancy, ethnicity, race, nationality, religion, or even disability, it can be a cause of stress for the one concerned. Nobody in the world chose where to be born and by whom, and therefore discriminatory acts should not be allowed at the workplace. These things do not affect work. People are selected based on their capability. Being pregnant is a right, and no one should be discriminated against because of that. Neither should you be discriminated because of your ethnicity or color. Therefore, discriminatory actions at the workplace can be very stressful to an employee, and this can affect performance and general well-being. Job insecurity may cause employees to be stressed, especially when the contracts are short-term and there is no guarantee that they will be renewed. This fear of unemployment when their contracts end may cause anxiety and demotivate employees, especially towards the end. This leads to stress, especially if they were hoping for an extension, but the business environment does not allow for it. Another cause for insecurity may be acquisition of a company by a new investor. Change in management affects several things, and some employees may be laid off or required to learn new skills to meet the demands of the new team. This may cause stress, since it may come at a time when the employees are not prepared, either emotionally or financially. Please leave a comment when you felt most insecure at a workplace. It is unfortunate, but sometimes we work with toxic colleagues. You may find that you're not invited to meetings that you're meant to attend according to your job description. This may lead to leaving you out from important information that you should know and which affects your performance. Such situations can be a cause of stress for the person concerned, and they should note these incidents and inform their supervisor, as well as seek the assistance of their human resource department if they have one, or seek an independent human resource consultant for advice. These are situations that occur at the workplace and can cause employees a lot of stress and affect their well-being and performance. Have you ever worked with toxic colleagues who have insecurities? Please leave us a comment below. Another stressor is micromanagement. A supervisor who is always at your desk can cause a lot of stress to an employee. This is because they give you work, and before you finish reading a brief, you receive a call from them inquiring your thoughts on the same. They may not give you the chance to understand or even act on the task given before you start receiving emails or phone calls on the same. The same person may send you to a client, and while you're there, you receive a call inquiring on the progress of your meeting, and if not a call, a text message. Micromanaging affects the employee's ability to complete tasks peacefully and have the opportunity to present their outcome because of the many interruptions by a supervisor. This is a cause of stress for any employee. Have you ever been micromanaged? Please leave us a comment below. There are times that employees may not have clarity on what they're supposed to do. Jobs evolve at workplaces as the organizations grow, and they should be updated. This lack of clarity in roles may lead to duplication or even conflicts amongst colleagues. They may start competing against each other instead of working together to achieve the organization's goals. These can be stressful moments for those concerned, and useful time may be wasted in active competition and unnecessary fights as the employees try to outdo each other. Resources are wasted, and this can be costly for the organization. Monitoring and reviewing processes at the workplace as the organization grows is important and gives clarity on how things are done. Have you ever been in such a situation at the workplace? Let us know in the comments below. The structure of the organization may also be a cause of stress for employees, especially when one has to report to several supervisors. The demands by each of the supervisor may affect an employee's work because they both may require their projects to be submitted at the same time. The employee may find themselves in a difficult situation, especially if none of them is willing to wait for the other's project to be handled first, or one is just overbearing. This can be a very difficult situation for the employee, who may end up not giving their best performance on either of the projects to ensure that the deadlines are met. It is a situation that requires tact and diplomacy, as well as time management and supervisors who work as a team. Let us know if you've been in such a situation and how you handled the matter in the comments below. There are times that you may encounter a toxic supervisor. It is unfortunate, but they exist. Such people are naturally mean, dishonest, and sometimes incompetent. Toxic supervisors can make the life of an employee a nightmare and cause them so much stress. A toxic supervisor may never acknowledge good work nor give feedback. They may deliberately not empower their supervisee and bypass them for promotion by unfairly selecting incompetent persons. That is why all organizations require professional human resource practitioners to ensure that such situations do not persist and embrace good human resource practices. They are harmful and cause employees stress at the workplace and also harm the organization. Please share a comment below if you've worked under a toxic supervisor. Sometimes institutions do not have the required resources for employees to perform. This may be a situation beyond their control and may cause stress, especially if a person is hired to perform a unique and specialized activity. Materials can run out of stock in a country, and that can be a reason beyond the control of any organization. To the workers, this can be a cause of stress at the workplace, especially if a person had set their mind on how they will work on the project. Sometimes, resources break down prematurely, and you may have to wait until they are repaired or a new one is purchased. This may take time, and it can be a source of stress at the workplace, depending on how long it takes to acquire another. Please share a comment if you've experienced such a situation that was beyond your control. Deadlines are part of work, and with good planning, people meet them. However, always having to work under pressure can be stressful for anyone. It is important to set boundaries and have clear expectations with regard to work. Planning and effective delegation may help at such times, and these are skills that can be learned. Clear communication and the ability to set realistic timelines for yourself and colleagues can ease pressure on deadlines. If you routinely have tight deadlines to meet, it can be a stressor and may affect your general well-being. You may have to review how you plan your work and identify the loopholes. You could even seek help from a professional career coach. Having effective work processes can guide employees on job demands. And this brings us to the end of our tutorial today. Please subscribe below if you've learned something and share a comment.